WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange's extradition to the United States has been approved by Britain. He is wanted by American authorities over documents leaked in 2010 and 2011. He faces 18 criminal charges, including one on spying that's related to the group's release of confidential U.S. military records and diplomatic cables. Mr. Assange is being held at Belmarsh prison in London after a lengthy legal battle to avoid extradition. Well, Giles Gibson joins us live now from London. Giles, what is next for Assange, and has he exhausted all avenues of fighting this extradition?
Not yet. He does still have some legal avenues open to him to try to avoid being extradited to the United States, but the walls are certainly starting to close in on Julian Assange after such a long legal battle to try to stay here in the UK. Under the rules here in the UK, you have 14 days to appeal the decision once you've been notified by the Home Secretary. We've actually already had an appeal announced by WikiLeaks, the organisation, in a tweet that they put out. They said, today is not the end of the fight, it is only the beginning of a new legal battle. Now, under the legal system in this country, what happens is Julian Assange can appeal this decision to the High Court here in London. If he is not successful in that appeal, then he could potentially take his case all the way up to the Supreme Court here in the United Kingdom. But if he fails in all of those different avenues to try to appeal this decision, then he has to be extradited to the United States within 28 days of exhausting all those different possibilities. Of course, Julian Assange has been in London for many years now. For lots of those years, he was holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy here in the British capital. But now that the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, has approved his extradition to the United States, it appears that he is moving into this final chapter of this long-running legal saga.
Well, it's not at the end of the fight, as you've mentioned, but WikiLeaks has described the decision as a dark day for press freedom and for British democracy. So what kind of a message do you think this decision sends out?
It just all boils down to how people see Julian Assange, because on the one hand, his supporters see him as this hero of the freedom of speech, of challenging the United States and challenging powerful organizations, such as the Pentagon and the US government. His wife, Stella has said since this announcement has been put out about the decision by the Home Secretary that he is a political prisoner. We've also had Amnesty International, the NGO, weighing in, saying that this decision sends a chilling message to journalists. However, as the US Department of Justice see it, things are very different. They accuse Assange of being behind one of the largest compromises of classified information in US history. And the US government are also arguing in this case, in these charges that they brought against him, that in the way that WikiLeaks published information, effectively just pumping out information online, not doing enough, as they see it, the US Department of Justice, to hide, personal details, addresses, names, and things like that. They are accusing Assange of basically putting people at risk, putting whether it's US diplomatic staff or even intelligence sources in places like Iraq and Afghanistan who were speaking to the Americans, to US intelligence agencies, for example. They say that WikiLeaks has put those people at risk. So, it is really 50-50. It's two sides of a coin, really, as to how people see Julian Assange as his legal battles continue.
Giles Gibson, London, thank you.